Don't think they worry about the bookies when they wander out there. The tournament averages and everything say that Stephen should nip this maybe, but I can tell you there's nobody out there that is more like a bulldog chewing a wasp than Robbie Green.
And he was clearly absolutely revelling in the reception that he gave from the crowd. Bunting won the ball up behind closed doors, and he has the first man with the darts. Always just been a little bit of a feeling, I know, that Stephen Bunting, for all his brilliance, if you get to him early, that he's not as good a fighter coming from behind as he is setting the pace in front. Maybe he laid that one to rest a little bit, beating Rick Hofstra 5-2, having been 2 down in the quarterfinals. But there is that feeling within the game.
There is. Personally, I think they know each other so very well that this could be a tentative start, the first set.
Well, we'll see. That's a nice steady ton from Bunting. Important to get into the match at an early stage. First to 6 sets takes the place in the final. Nothing between them as it goes. Both huge Liverpool fans, incidentally, these two guys. Whoever gets to the final is going to be rather interested in what's going on in Stoke tomorrow, because that's where Liverpool are. There you are. Big Kong got it on his chest.
Both from different little boroughs in Liverpool there. Robbie's from Wallasey. And Stephen's from Vasakali.
Good information.
You only got to go and ask in the players' room, mate.
And that's his first maximum, 17th of the tournament for Bunting. And straight away settling on to the sort of form that he's going to be wanting to produce. And 64, he's going to be coming back, presumably banging those 16s.
64.
It's one of the traits of Stephen's game. So 64 here. Another 16 for double 16.
Yeah, that's been shot.
How about that? That's a nice start. He was struggling a bit for his doubles in his last match. No danger there, though.
None at all. He seems very calm and collected. Sometimes when you win that bull-up, it's so important to win that first leg with the darts.
Has been heard of for certain players to allow the honour to go elsewhere and just get a psychological advantage to try and hit against the darts early on.
Well, the easiest leg to break somebody would probably be the first leg, John. That would be the reason for that.
Bunting starting brilliantly. Played superbly in his second round match, which we brought to you on Wednesday afternoon. Averaged over 100 on that occasion, Bunting. And by any stretch of the imagination, he's finishing in that match as well. It was something around about 60%, if memory serves me right. And you can score like that, but you have to get the doubles on the back of it, and that was what he was doing.
Well, I think you're the second leg here, John. The momentum's gone with that, with the first leg, I would say. So Stephen's looking to feel far more comfortable currently than Robbie.
He's looking to set it up with this visit. Green away back, that's a good cover shot, hit the treble 19, and that's a good lead. So 47, and he's going to have 6 darts at it.
47.
Going 15, I would say.
Ooh, you don't go double 15, do you? Double 8 now.
31.
Like we say, he'll be coming back, so Robbie will be trying to pressure this 16 now, using them as practice darts, really, for the next go.
145.
Handy. Would have liked the Hollywood shot on the bull with the last dart. Wasn't a mile away, but that's an excellent double from Bunting again, making it 2 out of 3. 2 legs already in his pockets. 1 more needed for the first set, and with the darts, as you see.
I know Stephen's been practicing with Steve Barrow the last couple of weeks, and I'm sure Steve will be home watching, thinking all the practice has gone well now, started the game well.
There's one or two players who've come here who've kind of got through psychological barriers. Bunting's never been at his best, really, at the Lakeside, but he's come here playing well. And, of course, Alan Norris, another one in the second semi-final.
Well, indeed, I mean, there's 3 guys in unknown territory, and the youngest guy in Jan Decker, of the 4 that are left, is probably the one that's experienced the most for this situation.
43.
Green's not settled into it really so far. It's averaging 76 as opposed to Bunting's 105 at this stage. Early part of the game, of course, and still time for it all to change. You do get some famous faces here, but not sure that one was quite what David Jason would have hoped for.
41. $57.
Guys are struggling a little this leg.
Even the greatest of them all. Watch this, you know.
58.
Afternoon, Mum.
That's a lovely
66.
treble. You looking for a knight's head at some stage,
59. Stephen, you require
Ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. It would be, not ma'am. Ma'am.
I do apologise for that. The knighthood, I can't fit in the suits.
No, missed the treble he was looking for. But nevertheless, setting up nicely. And of course, Green away back. So he'll come back needing double six, Bunting, for the opening set.
39.
I think Robbie's probably,
12.
metaphorically speaking, thrown the towel in this opening one. That's not a bad marker. And there's game shot. First set nicely in the bag.
Second set, first leg is
Robbie won't be too worried about that. Stephen had the darts in this set anyway, and when you do lose the bull-up, we would expect probably to lose that first set anyway.
60.
So this will be the set for Robbie.
And this opening leg as well, coming in with 60. Bunting gets a big hit here. He'll be straight away under pressure. Another treble, baby. Oh, yes. That's a quality last dart, 140. And you see already Green under a bit of pressure.
100.
First to 6 takes a place in tomorrow's final. 11 sets possible.
100.
£20,000 effectively. 35 guaranteed for the player who gets through, beaten semi-finalist, 15,000 quid. That's better.
That should settle Robbie down now.
You kind of sense as he mops his brow there, a little bit of relief from Big Robbie. That's on off the wire, that was unlucky.
What will you require? 161.
141, he's staying up at the top of the board. And then making the switch.
99. Stephen, you require 141.
So he'll start with the treble 20, I'd imagine. Yes, it's there. Treble 19. Straight into the duck treble 3. Go back up top. Fantastic dart.
129. Robert, you require 62.
This is pretty much a must-get. 20 leaves double 16.
30.
Oh, curses
Stephen, you require 12.
his outcome there. First dart at a double and he's missed, and Bunting punishes him against the darts.
It would have been going through his mind, John. He would have felt that he had to have that 32 because Stephen's been shooting out so quickly.
Bunting 4 doubles out of 6, 67%. That's the checkout percentage of somebody who's going to prove very, very difficult to beat, and getting big numbers as well. His average is up around the 100 mark.
$86.
Well, we talked beforehand about the fact that it was important for Robbie Green to start well in this match, to get right into it, and he's got to up it from here, because that sort of throwing is really putting him under the cosh. That's Bunting's 3rd maximum already.
It is coming across that Stephen seems to be more comfortable with the situation so far than Robbie
Stephen, you
does.
require 95.
Robbie's not hit that form that he's played so far this championship.
Bobby was up on stage earlier on with the
82.
old candelabra for the crowd and having a bit of a word for the sellout crowd here, and he was telling us just how hot it is up there. Conditions tough for the players.
140. Stephen, you require 13.
It is roasting in here.
It is hot. Oh.
5.
Oh.
Now,
Now, Shanghai. Treble required. Oh dear, dear, dear.
88.
Not quite there.
Stephen, you
Double four
require
again for
8.
Bunting. Green poised. Bunting with 3 darts. That's not a bad first one. This time, surely.
Yeah, it has been shot. And the second
Last
one.
start always hurts as well, John. Robbie would have been thinking after the first 2, I might get a go at this 32, but no. Bunting slots it.
$59.
Now, what's all that about? He's chosen there to start off on the 19s.
It's a sign he's struggling to hit the treble 20 with the frequency that he would like to. So he's trying to come downstairs, hit something down there, pop back up and have a different vision of what he's throwing at. Players do this.
100.
It's more like it. Still averaging shy of 80 though, Bunting. Don't need me to tell you that very much more than that heavier scoring is required to put this fella under pressure. Had a great year, 2013. Won 8 BDO ranking events through the calendar, including the Windmill Masters. Back-to-back wins there. Only, well, these aren't bad names, are they? Bristow, Anderson and Adams have done that before.
Part of an elite bunch. Stephen is very part of an elite bunch, and quite rightly so.
Hot in the arena. People have turned up in their fancy dress. Imagine what it feels like wearing that.
161.
No such thing as being overheated, he or she should know. It's just a question of inappropriate dress.
90.
Let's hope it's his first time here, because you'd think he'd have a bit more sense to wear something else if he'd been before.
Double 16.
Yeah,
oh yes!
There we go.
You can see who he's supporting, can you?
Most definitely. First leg for Robbie.
Bunting though, with the darts now, trying to serve it out effectively for this second set. Oh, Kong sweating up in the paddock slightly, he's feeling it. Wouldn't be a paddock, would it, for a Kong? I suppose it'd be a, what would it be, side of a skyscraper or something?
97.
This one I'd put in a cage, I think. He'd need to be in a cage. You have to be as big as you, Scott, to say that. I'll leave that observation in the locker.
100.
Was it Alice Faye who was in the original King Kong?
100.
I wonder if that was, wonder if she'd come as Alice.
Probably you should be asking Tony Green about that, mate. I'm a bit too young for that, John.
Well, so am I. It was back in the 1930s. I might have a few grey hairs, but I'm not quite back there.
60.
I play too much darts to watch those old films, mate.
Dedication to the cause is impressive, and Green has settled into it. Well, not quite sure what that is. It's a serious wig. It was male. Unlucky, that last dart. Green's on 170.
Superb recovery there from Stephen, though. Didn't let it get to him.
He suddenly found his range, the big fella. Oh, that's unlucky.
$36.
So 135 Bunting for this second set. Went the bull route. Treble 20 would have left bullseye, but he's outside the treble.
70. Robbie, you require
Now 134. Bottom of the board or top? He looks as though he's going the top way.
Looks like it. He'll stay there. 14 now will leave him tops.
94.
So he sat there waiting.
Bunting 65. Now, how good's your finishing now when the pressure's on? Double 16.
Yeah,
Oh, yes. Well, that's the answer to that. Little hypothesis that he might have been quaking with the pressure on. Promptly exploded. 2-0.
First leg, it's Stephen to throw first. Game on.
Stephen's dad, Tony Martin, alongside him.
57.
Anastasia Dobromyslova's partner, who Anastasia went out of the women's tournament earlier on. Won't be in the women's final. There she is. That's all. Six darts for the match she did, and couldn't put it away.
Talking of parents, one of our competitors this week, Mike Day, found out he lost his mum yesterday morning while he's over here. So Mike from New Zealand, our condolences to you and your wife Wendy and your whole family from the BDO. Very sad time for him after having such a great week here.
Yeah, well said, Scott. Well said indeed. Bunting, meanwhile, continues to pepper this treble 20. It's his fourth 180. 168's a bogey number. There's no check out from there. Green's been Mr. Maximum so far in this tournament, but he's being outscored in that department so far in this match.
This is better from Robbie.
180.
Right on cue.
Let Stephen know he's still there.
Double 16 for the first leg of the third set.
36.
Oh, a rare moment of fallibility on the finishing line.
Robbie has to have these if he's going to get back into this match.
Bullseye.
Yeah, that's game shot in the first leg. Robbie Reed. Second leg, it's Robbie to throw first. Game on.
They'll make him feel better. That's the first one he's pinched against the throw.
I'm saying he's back with us. Shots like that turn games,
16.
Turn your mindset while you're up there playing.
Important to see how both these lads were going to cope with the heat, with the atmosphere.
18.
You see, though, in terms of 180s, with bad luck for Bunting, in terms of 180s, tournament-wise, Green's had the advantage.
Absolutely has. Nothing to be shouting about there. 20 and 25 respectively. So Robbie edging it, which is why it's been a surprise that he hasn't jumped out the traps, John, really.
Stats can tell you so much, but sometimes they don't always tell the whole story. It's doubles, and of course the ultimate stats, who's taking the legs and who's taking the sets. That's the one that really matters. Last night, that's a terrific Alan Norris match. We saw him win despite the fact that he got a significantly lower average.
Yeah, indeed. We can get carried away with averages. Like, as I've said in the past, if somebody's doing 105 averages and they don't have the darts, the guy can get to the shot at a double first with a 94, 95 average. So averages can sort of wash the brain a little bit if you don't watch it.
Just trying to tee it up here, get himself onto a decent finish. Coming down, another treble would have been handy. They're not bad though. And Bunting is well back. 140 would make it feel better. No, one didn't. Plenty of sustenance being taken in the big auditorium. Of course, you can get a drink, but you can also get some interesting food.
62.
Hot dogs and burgers. Very, very popular order.
Green will be back here for tops. Stephen will try and leave something handy. So, for two legs to nil in the third set. I think that bullseye has brought Robbie back to us, John.
Yeah, he has certainly propelled himself now. He's at last got a bit of momentum, Robbie. Not quite on a roll yet, but certainly he's got the advantage.
1 right.
Good cover shot.
Beauties.
It's Peckham Liberal Club, I'm told this is, and the gentleman with the hat is the man who designed the whole stage here.
I've got to say what a grand job he's made of it. It is a fantastic background to the stage. Robbie's in there again.
Peckham Liberal Club, massive fans of the darts. And Robbie Green, his third maximum.
16.
The bullet is just, at the moment, looking a little bit fallible. Started brilliantly.
97.
But Green's right in the match now, and 90. He's left a very achievable finish.
123.
That's a good thing from Bunting to lead the 170, but it's 90 for Green.
Oh, it's a
Double
great dart.
top.
Yeah, they're getting
Wow.
shot, and the photo.
He's playing with belief now.
Thoughts up, first lap is Robbie the 21st. Game on.
I do think that bullseye earlier has changed the game for Green.
2-1 now.
135.
Heavyweight hitting.
$134. $96.
Hitting those covers now as well, John.
Yeah.
That bit of confidence. Back with Kong.
Early on, his average was languishing down in the 70s. A series of big hits have taken him now into the 90s. And so far as the match is concerned, first to 6 sets, 2-1, and he's right back in it.
16.
I think he's been around since Christmas Day.
100.
Oh, Johnny Depp.
$138. Stephen, you require 167.
They need a treble 19 for bullseye. The Green now for the opening leg of this 4th set.
That leaves him 51. So we're going 19 probably for double 16.
Oh, goodness me, it's bust it.
That's a mistake.
Stephen, you require
Big mistake.
28.
28 now for Bunting. Wouldn't have expected to take this one, double 7. Oh, he won't do now. Angry, angry.
Robbie, you require 72.
So treble 16, double 12, double 6.
16.
Oh dear, dear, dear. When you're playing the world at number 1,
28.
opportunities like that he knows he really should be taking. So for the second time of asking, double 14. Same result, 7s. Well, where's that gone? Bounce out.
14.
And the third dart misses once more. 6 darts. It's
Robbie, you
the
require
opportunity
12.
to check out.
One he wouldn't have expected.
Surely now.
No score.
Cool.
Stephen, you require
Could have
14.
put those 3 on the top of the drawing pin.
Wrong side of the wire is wrong side of the wire though, John.
Yeah, might as well have been in the car park. Double 4.
6.
Apologies for that one. He chose to go 6 double 4 rather than go straight at it.
Well, we're getting to the point now. Who wants this?
You get used to seeing this down the local. You don't normally expect to see it here. Oh, come on. Oh, he can't believe it.
Robbie's wife, Ruth, there, or other half, significant other, should I say, Ruth? Can't believe it.
Bunting, double 4. Still he can't find it. At last, 7 out of 24 now for Bunting. Well, it's like watching a timeless test, that one. Looks as though it was going to go on forever.
A little grin there from Stephen about hitting it, but you can do that when you've won the leg. It's a tough one to take. And sit there and take that, knowing that you've had so many chances.
And that was against the dance. Been playing so long in that and going for so long at the doubles, you almost forgot that factor, but normal course of things, obviously it's a significant leg to take. Both of them struggling a little bit with their checkouts at the moment. Both on 29%. Green taking out the bigger checkouts.
35.
Only tells you so much, I guess, but 29%, they'd both hope for better than that. Good trebles, that's more like it. On a finish.
Robbie needs to mentally deal with that, missing the doubles. He's had 2 poor visits. He's not out the 400s. This is 9 darts now. He's got to forget missing those doubles. Otherwise, the game's going to be gone from him, and particularly this set.
Good cover shot. Oh, stayed down for a treble 16. And he's left himself on 36, double 18. So this is to convert the advantage, which was so hard won in the last leg. This for 2-0. 2-1 up, of course, Bunting. Double 8.
Oh, good. The second leg, Stephen Bunting. Third leg is Robbie.
Chose not to go for double 9, went 2 double 8.
Didn't need to, John. Didn't need to. Robbie way back. If he's more comfortable with double 8, that was the way to go.
1 right.
Just to keep us on our toes, isn't it?
Well, it's all right. We're just looking at the screens. I feel for the cameramen and the spotters. That's what I feel for when he does that.
16.
Probably earn you a half a beer from somebody later on. Green then in the situation where 59. He badly needs to hold on to his throw here. He had a little purple patch, Robbie Green, but Bunting now settled down. Look, see, he's trying to rev himself up. Come on.
It's the way that Robbie plays, and the way that he plays best. When he's fired up.
Wears his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he? He would do if he hadn't got a short sleeve shirt on, I guess.
We all wear short sleeves in here, John.
Not surprised, it's absolutely sweltering.
Kayla there, Stephen Bunting's other half. Should be enjoying the match. Her man is up.
99.
Bunting not on a finish. Just trying to set it up. He could do with a treble here.
58.
Not there now.
Robbie require 150.
He'll come back looking for Shanghai, Bunting, and Green can't check out now.
56.
Shanghai, treble, single, double on 20s.
20.
There's the treble.
Great dart.
There's the single, double top.
Yeah, that's game shot, and the fourth set.
Takes the fourth set to go 3-1 up.
Well, you appreciate that one, and that's hurt Robbie Green. Had a
fifth set, first
good spell. He was moving really well in taking the third set, but then just never got going there, and Bunting 3-1 up. He's halfway there.
81.
First to 6 takes a place in tomorrow's final.
We've spoken about the heat here, John, but we do forget about our referees. Fully suited and booted up there. They don't have the short sleeves that we're allowed to have.
Rather him than me. That is warm attire. Not quite gorilla suit warmth, but nevertheless it's not going to be easy. Solid darts. Wesley Harms competed the young Dutchman, earlier on this week.
84.
Behind Wesley there was a very serious face of Chelsea, who is Robbie's daughter. There's a face of concern behind Wesley from her.
Remember, £15,000 as against £35,000 guarantee for the beaten finalist, as opposed to going out at the semi-final stage. 100,000 quid to the winner.
There's Jamie Green, that's Robbie's son.
Feeling the pressure. Good throwing. Maximum number 5 for Bunting. Sets him up with just tops when he returns. And lots of time to do it.
49. Stephen, you require 40.
And away we go.
Shot in the first lag, Stephen Bunting. Second lag, it's Robbie the 12th first. Game on. $57.
Well, the break can't come quick enough, I'd say, for Robbie Green now.
Yeah, the break coming at the end of this set. And Robbie Green, well, if he can hang on to this, he'll do well. But he has to regroup. Need more of that. Maximum number 4. A lot of support for Big Kong in the crowd.
And it doesn't take a brain surgeon to realise that Robbie would rather be going in at 3 sets to 2 at the break. And that would be damage limitation.
Yeah, 4-1. 4-1, it really is starting to look a long, long way away. 180, 140. And he's set himself up with a finish. $124 then, Scots, when he comes back. Another maximum, that's maximum number 6 for Bunting. No finish though for Bunting. Oh, what a check out. What a check out. Bullseye before, a spectacular bullseye check out. Propelled Kong into his best spell of the match. I wonder if we're going to see more.
Maybe it was a strange one to go for, personally, as a player. Bunting was sat on 162. He didn't have to go for that ball, so maybe he's thinking, that will spy me again. Here we go.
Oh, that's unlucky. That is so unlucky. Maybe should have gone down for the cover shot. I'm sure there'll be a lot of darts players, professionals, who'd be looking at that saying, nah, you shouldn't have gone for that, mate. Tough, though. It
looked like the dart was just leaning on the wire. It was barely in the board, and the only thing that was keeping it in was the fact that it was lead on top of the wire. And as soon as he touched it, it was always going to fall out.
Again, he's got to put that behind him. He'll got to think it's 180 on the floor. That was nearly 180 on the board. Stephen Bunting just doing the maths, deciding to come to the 57. Top of the board. 164 remaining. Oh dear.
21.
Ill-disguised annoyance from Robbie Green. Bunting, 164.
Yeah, Stephen's looking there and he realises he doesn't have to go the ball route. He'll just be looking to set this up.
Good dart. Coming down now. Oh, brilliant second, brilliant third dart as well. That's a super leave.
$131. Stephen, you require 36.
So for 2-1 for Bunting. He'll go 2-8. Succeeded last time. Oh, not this time though. Width of a wire.
So Green will go the ball route this time. He'll have to. Not now. Game will set it up.
100.
Bunting, the world number 1, winning this match. Small adjustment. Oh, too much.
Yeah, that's game shot on the third line. Stephen Bunting.
Happily converting the double four, though.
Game on.
And going 2-1 ahead in legs. One more required for 4-1 at the interval.
58.
If he comes in with a big score here with only 58 from Green, he's going to be in a really commanding position.
This is a big leg as regards to the match, John.
Oh, that hurts. That's a body blow.
Green now is going to be chasing this leg.
140.
Does it well.
Bunting keeps it so that he is still chasing. Robbie needs to go back in again. He's in there with one. Not to be this time.
80.
Another one on the floor, and he's losing it. That's not going to help him. It is not going to help him. Visible loss of composure. I know you say he's an emotional sort of figure, but that's not going to help.
No, not indeed, but I've been in the situation before. It does play on your mind, John. It's only natural.
100.
You don't have to be a master of lip reading to get the gist of that.
Please stay in the board, I think you were saying.
Stephen, you require
121 then for 4-1. Great first dart. Double 14 for a 1-2-1 checkout.
107.
Crowd was almost willing it in.
142.
He has to have this, Robbie. It's not going to happen now. He'll stay there. Looks like he's going to stay there again.
58.
Oh no, over to the 18s.
Stephen, you require 14.
14. Double 2.
Yeah,
and he's got it.
And
Instead of going straight for the double 7, elected to split it and go out on the double 2 and sympathising with Robbie Green for a little bit of ill fortune, but the bottom line is that the big fella here, Stephen Bunting, world number 1, leads 4-1.
Well, John's right. Bunting's so far out in front, so early in so many legs, and Robbie Green will be furious as he heads backstage to have a serious word with himself. The bullet, though, hitting the mark when it matters. Simple. 4-1 in the break. Bobby, he'll go backstage feeling so in control of this game, and it's all about being 50 points ahead after the first 9 darts in every leg.
He just didn't get going. Robbie just didn't get going. The first 2 sets, I mean, he started with 68, his average was for the first game, for the first set. Then he went up to 80, and he stayed roughly at 80, 83. But Bunting's been 19 to 94, all consistent all the way through. So, and he's not giving him the chance. He's setting up the shots, going out. Oh, there's been unlucky a few shots, but Bunting's on top, and he's controlling the game completely. And
he's doing it in cruise control, because for him, you pointed right from the very first day here at the Lakeside that it's how he finishes makes him really special. We haven't really seen that in the quarterfinals or the semis, hitting about, which many people would be very happy with, 1 and 3, but for him we expect it to be more up in the late 40%.
Well, he's capable of hitting the big shots out.
Yeah.
And that's what makes you win these tournaments. Big shot, 164, and the player's got 40 left and he'll check it. That's what he normally does. But he's doing well enough. He's happy. He's setting it up. He goes 2 double 4. He won't waste a dart. He doesn't like that double 9 at all. No. So if he leaves double 9, it's crucial. He'll have to go for it sometime.
Yeah, he's just got to beat the man on the stage, and that's what he's doing quite comfortably. And are you surprised, though, that quite early on, maybe a sign of Robbie's wavering, that he was going 19s in the first start? then back up the 20s, then over to 18s, just really trying everything to get it going, almost trying too much.
Well, I think you do that. If you're not in the red bit, like the lipstick, as they say, then you say to yourself, well, look, let's try the 19s. So you go down to the 19s. If you start hitting the 19s, then you keep there for a while. It's no use going on the 20s if they're not going for it.
Yeah.
If you can score on 17s, you might as well go on 17s. So that's what they do. I call it chasing numbers, but they actually do it so to see how accurate they are on their numbers, and sometimes they're better off going for the 19s. So that's what he was trying to do.
I mean, Green would have to come out now and win 5 of 6 sets. Bunting's just 2 away, so he can only give him 1 more. He's got to win everything else up there. He is a streak player, so if he gets his head right and takes 1 set, maybe takes 2 in a row here, Bobby,
well,
then maybe the doubts will creep in, because Stephen hasn't been in a semi-final before, either has Robbie.
Well, you've got to think that. All you've got to do is take one game at a time. He's got to get it out of his head that he's in trouble.
Yeah.
Just play his normal game. If he loses, well, he loses. But if you can do that, it's difficult. It's easy to say, but it's very, very hard to do. That's what he's got to do. Just compose himself, think one leg at a time. He's capable of doing it. We've seen it happen before. You see Nixon do it, come back. But it's hard to play and come back with a guy that's playing as well as Bunting. Yeah,
we need to see that 3rd set form from Robbie Green when they come back out. But let's just mark your card for tomorrow, and of course the final. It's Bunting or Green, looking like Bunting at the moment, against Norris or Decker, live on BBC 2 tomorrow from 5:45. So that's the only time you need to remember this Sunday. Match of the day tonight, 10:30 on BBC 1. Hull Chelsea, Man United Swansea, and all of your Saturday Premier League highlights. Now, on the red button earlier, the ladies' semi-finals, the #1 seed Dita Hedman, 1 win away now from her first title after winning in straight sets against Anne-Louise Peters from Denmark. She'll be trying to come down from that performance as we speak. As will Lisa Ashton, who in a repeat of last year's final knocked out the reigning champion Anastasia Dobromoslova after losing the first set to the Russian. A brilliant performance from Bolton's English Rose. So a new name on the trophy, no matter what happens in the ladies' semi-final, tonight on BBC 2. Hedman against Ashton from 4:30 then, just one switch over on your remote control, and I have to say there is just nothing between them. Just confirmation of where we are at the moment as we're in the interval of our first men's semi-final, and as Bobby George was saying, Robbie Green needs to get his head straight and come out and give a good account of himself, 1 leg at a time. Stephen Bunting, the #1 seed, just 2 sets away from a place in the final. And later this evening, our second men's semi-final between Jan Decker, who averaged over 90 in his semi-win over Martin Adams, takes on Alan Norris, who wowed us all last night with his win over James Wilson. Chuck, it seems, is in the zone. What impressed me in your quarter-final against James Wilson? Yes, the scoring. Yes, the finishing. But it was your mental strength up there.
Yeah, it's been pretty good this week, you could say that. So, yeah, keeping it all the way.
Where's it come from, this new mental strength?
I don't think it's actually something that's new. I think a lot of people have seen that side of me before, but I've kind of relaxed a bit. So it's basically back to basics and do what's right for myself.
If you put a lot of pressure on yourself up there, when it takes it out of you emotionally, how does that translate physically? Because they're long formats up there under very hot lights, and the temperature in the venue is 100 degrees plus 2.
Well, I don't know, you put pressure on yourself. It's not really a case of pressurising yourself, it's just getting in the right mental state. So I think that actually takes it away. If you're thinking clear and your focus clear, then it's not so much pressure.
If you look at your winning darts against James Wilson, you look like you just had a sprint, not a marathon up there. You look very fresh for somebody who's through to the semi-finals, who's been playing almost every day.
Well, I wouldn't say a sprint or a marathon. You know, it's you just got to take it as it comes. I was disappointed going in at 2-2 at the break, and yeah, took myself outside, had a word with myself, and sorted it out.
Was your quarter-final the best dart you've ever played at the Lakeside?
Statistically and mentally, yeah.
Can you keep that up all the way through to the final?
Yeah, I'm looking to increase the points there. There's still room for improvement. So a couple of shabby legs, bad starts, you know, you get yourself in front and for some reason you relax and all of a sudden you've gone off with 41 and let the guy back in. But luckily for me, James didn't capitalise every time on it.
You've always had the potential to go very far in this tournament, and all the players in the circuit know that you've got the potential to go very far in this tournament. What's it like to actually achieve that now, to not be in the bar watching on in the final weekend?
Yeah, it's you know, it's been a long wait. So, well, 6th time at Lakeside, so I know the area pretty well now. So yeah, keep it going. It's nothing I don't expect of myself, to be fair.
Tell me about Jan Dekker, the skinniest player left in at this stage.
Well, he's a nice guy, nice family. Played him a few times out in Holland. He's beat me up a few times over there, to be fair. He gave me a good lesson in Luxembourg, so yeah, hopefully we'll be repaying the visit to him as well.
He's had a very different tournament. He started very slow, but against Martin Adams, we got a glimpse, more than a glimpse, of what Jan Dekker's capable of. Oh, he's a tremendous player. You can never just think, oh yeah, look on averages, past games. Today's a different day. Jan's a very dangerous player, so it's going to take a lot of mental focus today.
So just to make it clear, you don't have to go absolutely anywhere today. You just have to keep flicking your button. We'll see through in BBC One this men's semi-final we're watching now between Bunting and Green. Then it's 4:30 on BBC Two for the ladies. And depending on how long that is, we'll roll into the second men's semi-final. It might start in BBC Two, but it matters not. We've all got the red button. We just need to hit it. Bobby and I on a very long shift today. We wish it was longer because it starts all the way. Which Alan Norris is that? Even when I was interviewing him today, just before we came on air there, the look in his eyes, it's like he's in a zen-like state. He's found the perfect position to handle the Lakeside.
Yeah, like I said to him, I've seen him in Scotland. I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm going all these little opens, best of 3 legs, 501, best of 5 legs, 501. Yeah. Good players there, top players going in them for the practice, and that's what you've got to do. And he's been focusing on them sort of games, so when he gets up there, the nervous system, he can control. Because when you're playing a pressure game like best of 3, 501, all day, that's hard to do. And now he's playing a longer game, he can relax and do his own thing. But he's got the passion with it.
Yeah.
He's got the passion. You know, come on, boy. You know what I mean? That's what I like to see in someone. Bit of passion, like.
Physically and emotionally, then, two very different players when you look at Jan Dekker. But how nice, because he's a real family guy. He's got his, even though Stephen Bunting's the one that looks like Peter Griffin, but he's a real family guy. He's got his brothers arrived over, his partner's here, his father's here. He's very well spoken, Jan Dekker, quite quiet. But last night he just relaxed a bit in that stage, and he wasn't just 1 point above the guy he was beating. He was over 90 and bossing it.
Well, Martin Adams didn't play at all well last night. He didn't finish very well, like he was. He was finished. He was nicking the games with his finishing. Yeah. And we played a double Dekker, and he didn't do it. And Dekker, actually, I'll get it. Really, I thought Adams would have beaten, but he kept himself together, and he had over 90 average. And he hit his doubles, and he deserves to be here.
Well, that's all to look forward to later, but let's get back to first men's semi-final. Robbie Green has it all to do. He has a mountain to climb, but Bunting still has to get over a semi-final finishing line. He's never been at it before. You never count your doubles, Bobby, in advance in darts, and that's why we get epic games. You think it's all over. It isn't now.
Never over until it's a game, shots and match.
Stay with us on BBC One with the darts. It's why we love it. The end of this match with Tony Green and Vassos Alexander.
Thank you, Colin. So where did it all go wrong for Con? Well, I'll tell you where. As he paused in the starting blocks, he was hit by a speeding bullet. Stephen Bunting is the best front runner in BDO World Darts. He raced to a 2-set lead, and even though Robbie Green briefly rallied courtesy of a bullseye finish, he was feeling distinctly blue as he left the stage. The question is, can he rally? And even if he can, is it too late?
6 set, first lap is Robbie the 12 first, game on.
He has the darts, Tony.
Yes, he didn't when he left the stage because he threw him away.
One right.
But they're back in his hand. He starts with a ton. He's a mountain to climb, but it's been done before. It could be done again.
136.
Well, when it comes to comebacks, you can't go far at Lakeside without people mentioning the late Phil Nixon and that extraordinary comeback in the final against Martin Adams from 6 sets to 0 down when they had a break to 6-all, only for Wolfie to rally and win it 7-6.
134.
Remember Lazarus as well. But a good start already from Bunting. 136, 134.
58.
It's relentless.
And straight back in the red bit. They have changed the board, if you're noticing that it looks a lot newer. There were 9 bounce outs in the first 5 sets of the match, so they decided, just in case it was a board issue, they would change.
Stephen, you require 51.
Already on a finish.
After 9 darts, double 16. Robbie, as he was in the first 5 sets, way behind.
80. Stephen, you require 32.
Double 60.
Yeah, that's James Shaw in the first leg. Stephen Bunting. Second leg, it's Stephen at 12 first. Game on.
First one against the darts.
And straight back in the treble 20. This is why he's such a good front runner, Stephen Bunting. There's Ollie Croft, OBE. He and his late wife Lorna
16.
travelled to 24 different countries to try and persuade them to join the BDO. Effectively, Tony, he invented this World Championship.
Oh yes, he started everything from his house in Muswell Hill. I should know, I married his niece. We've had 35 great years
57.
together as well. Thank you, Ollie.
This is absolutely relentless from Stephen Bunting. Ton 40, ton 40, ton 80. Again, a chance for an 11-dart leg.
140. Stephen, you require 41.
Single 9. Double 16.
Yeah, that's James Shaw in the second leg. Stephen Bunting.
11-dart finish.
Third leg, it's Robbie the 12 first. Game on.
God dear.
Well, since the break, he's won 2 legs in 24 darts, and he's missed 2 at a double.
Is Andy Fordham, our world champion, and tears was flowing from every supporter in the world for Andy. 10 years ago today. Nice to see him back.
Yeah, we have Kong here, hoping to be king. The Viking beat Mervyn King to win the final 10 years ago, but Stephen Bunting responds to everything Robbie Green is throwing at him.
Well, there's a chance in this leg, Robbie. 108 left, be careful on that one. It was nearly falling out, that one, but 48 left.
140.
Under pressure for 48. 16. Leaves double 16. Double 16. Come on, Robbie, you can do it. Once a go.
16.
Oh, no,
Stephen, you require 14.
Double top.
Yeah, that's the one shot and a 6-set. Stephen Bunting. 7th set, first leg. It's Stephen at 12 first. Game on.
He is 1 set away. He has thrown 37 darts since the restart, Stephen Bunting.
58.
He's won 3 legs, he's won a set, and he's missed 2 at a double.
Well, in the Winmore Masters, he went through to the final where he won it without dropping a set. That's in the full championship. Never ever been done before.
123.
And I'll tell you where this match is being won, Tony. Right there, the first 9 darts from Stephen Bunting, getting him into a position where he can afford to miss the odd double. We saw his checkout percentage was 38%, but with this relentless scoring, he's just giving himself a chance every leg.
Nothing going for Robbie. Switches up top, gets the 1-2, yes.
39.
Started as a teenage world champion.
85.
Oh yes.
140.
On. 40 left for Green. He might win this leg. He needs to win a few sets.
He's having to produce potentially 13 dart legs.
Double top.
Yeah, yes. That's been shot in the first leg. Robbie Green. Second leg, it's Robbie to throw first. Game on.
Getting the telling off.
These two are good friends, of course. Both come from Liverpool, both support Liverpool Football Club. But I read in the papers this morning that Robbie Green has decided that in his head, while they're on stage, he wants to make it personal. He's thinking, I'm going to rip your head off. You're taking food off my children's table. It's worked for him so far through the tournament. And who knows? Much more of that, and it might even work today.
Well, there's one thing, Robbie's looking good.
$60. $94.
Yeah, it's all right. Needs 128 when he comes back.
78. Robbie, you require 128.
So treble 20. Oh no, he's gone for the 18s first, so treble 20 leaves the ball. 90 left, could be treble 18. He's already got one down near the treble.
56.
He'll be back for that 72 with Stephen relatively way back.
59. Robbie, you require 72.
He can hold here, win a set. Double 18 he needs.
Yeah,
double 18 he gets.
Robbie Green.
2-0 in this set.
Stephen the throw first. Game on.
Yes. It's his son, Jamie.
100.
Every chance now of a set. 2-0 in the 7th.
140.
This is more like the Robbie Green we've seen all week at Lakeside.
100.
And Bunting off the boil just for the time being.
100.
140 ton, 2 tons for Stephen.
He's slowed
59.
down a little bit, Stephen Bunting.
Right back into the middle. Great leg here.
100.
It will take a set.
$92. Robbie, you require 161.
Treble 20, treble 17. 80 of them, so 81 left.
99. Stephen, you require 150.
This is to hold his throw and stay in this 7th set. Can't be done now.
60. Robbie, you require 62.
Up go the chase for Robbie Green, wants 62. 20 would leave double 16. Double 16. Oh,
46.
now then, Stephen Bunting.
90.
Can you take this one? 90.
Double 16 he needs,
Yeah,
and
double
double 16 he gets.
Forward leg, it's Robbie to throw first. Game on.
Big leg this for Robbie Green.
Oh, he looks all over a winner there.
60.
Good finish though from Stephen.
Only missed one dart for it.
$57.
Stephen Bunting's the top seed here because he has won 8 ranking titles.
42.
Since last we saw him at Lakeside, losing to Darryl Fitton in the 2nd round. This, remember, is his first semi-final, as it is for
60.
Robbie.
Well, they're both going off the boil at the minute. This isn't championship darts.
Decker or Norris
57.
in the final tomorrow evening, live on BBC Two. He's got a chance here, Stephen Bunting.
That's the one.
140.
Back in the rhythm, so spelling danger for Robbie Green. There's still a chance of taking this set. He has now.
139.
Straight in.
140.
And that second treble is significant. He'll fancy his chances of a 104.
90.
Okay.
104.
To level this set at 2-2. Treble 20. He's 44. Double 12's the shot.
92.
Robbie.
113.
Feel you have to get this one, Robbie. Well, 13. Double top now. Dear me.
Stephen, you require 12.
Double 6 to move a leg away from the final. All the way on the right-hand side of the board. Double 3 at the bottom.
Yeah, that's game shot on the forward line. Stephen Bunting.
Well, Robbie Green has missed 2 darts for this
Fifth
set.
back is Stephen to throw first. Game on.
It's a long way back, of course it is, from 5-1 down, but any comeback has to start somewhere. But Stephen Bunting now has the darts in his hand. He will throw first, and he will be seeing the finishing line looming large.
46.
That brings its own problems, of course.
Well, I've followed Stephen's career since he was 16 years of age, right to this day. And he's won every world
58.
title from junior up to this stage. And I'm sure this year could be his memento here for another world title.
140.
It's been a treat for the fans.
59.
It's unfortunate. And blocked the bed, so it may come down.
70.
Very handy as well. Took the bull in.
Needs a score here. Really needs a score, Robbie Green. Hasn't found a treble yet this leg.
57.
Does he now believe he's beaten?
Jamie certainly does, Ruth. Got a feel for the family as well.
96.
I know the pressure is going through. Well,
41.
that's fine.
Stevie required 149.
Okay. Match points here. Treble 20 or 19s. Won't be finishing now.
70.
But Robbie, four visits to the board and hasn't scored over 60.
137. Stephen Uriquara is 79.
He can do this in 2 darts. The top seed, Stephen Bunting, for a place in the World Championship final. 20 leaves tops for a place in the final.
Game, shot,
He's done
Stephen
it.
Bunting.
He's finally cracked it at Lakeside. 1 match more to win if he is to be crowned world champion, but who would bet against him after a performance like that in the semi-finals? For Robbie Green, well, if Kong is to be crowned king of world darts, it won't be this year. He played his part, but today was all about the bullet. Stephen Bunting's through to the final.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's had a superb Lakeside World Championships. Please show your appreciation to Kong Robbie Green. And through to his first ever Lakeside World Championship